And you acknowledge that in the course of this week, there are people who have come at you really very hard. And there are suggestions that you have had a friendship with the president's cousin, Gabia Sarotredako. And so people should not be surprised about the timing, that because he's falling out with the government, there is a plan to embarrass him.
Is that so? It's very preposterous. Very preposterous. See, something I said at my vetting, July 2021. I was asked about political interference. I said something. I said, I do not fear political interference because no one would dare it with me. I was talking as a person for myself and the institution I had. I do not fear political interference because no one would dare it with me. And having a president who is a first-rate lawyer, having an attorney general who is a first-rate lawyer, they wouldn't even try it. I said that. Words to that effect during my vetting. And I knew where my Achilles heel may come from. And that's one to admit it to Parliament and to the public, that what I feared most was interference or likely interference from chiefs, likely interference from pastors and religious persons. These were the kind of interferences that I feared. And I'm a traditional man myself. I could be chief of my town. And if the overlord of Kwewu, if the Kwewu invites me to show up at Abeni on a Saturday morning, especially when it is Dapa, who am I to say I won't show up on the traditional level? Who am I to show up to say I won't show up? And if the Kwewu tells me that our nephew, this matter and that matter, and then they are pouring libation and all that, and you are also a traditional man, you're sitting there. Those are the kind of incantations that I could be afraid of. And so when I came in, I had to go around and tell some of these chiefs that, please, let us drink on it and let us pour libation, that you will never call me in respect of anybody. Now back to this matter. I said it is preposterous. It is preposterous because, see, the OSP, at least since I have been in charge of it, is not a weapon for settling scores. The OSP does not settle scores. The OSP does not settle scores on behalf of people and for people. You think no one offended me before I became the special prosecutor? Why then don't I use my power and go back and start making a list of all the people who crossed me or the people who fell out of favor with me, and I start going after them? That is not how you conduct business. That is not how you do things. And I do not live in isolation. Yes, I've had friends. Yes, I have friends. I keep saying, anytime I get opportunity, the Honorable Attorney General is a friend of mine. He is my mate. You know very well. We sat together in the same class for a long time, and we had association for a very long time. And that doesn't mean I'm going to settle scores for any named individual. Now, if you have your fight with someone in court, that is your kettle of fish. And something. It is because of such suggestions. That's why I characterize the timing as a luckless, one of luckless coincidence. Maybe if on my list in October 2022, I had called the professor first on my list, we wouldn't be saying this, would we? Or if I had waited and then in December 2023, if we are still in the course of the investigation, I had called him, we wouldn't be talking about this, would we? But God forbid that I will be used to settle scores on behalf of someone or another. The government of the day does not and cannot instruct me to go after people or to embarrass them. No one has even tried that before.
What I'll ask now, perhaps before you take leave of us,